Do you think Trump's going to take back the White House?
I do.
You do?
I do, but I have some concerns about the next few months. I'll tell you what happened is I've been saying this for a long time, and I'm saying it today. And it makes a lot of people in our Republican Party and a lot of Trump supporters mad. It made them mad when I said so in the race. But I'm still going to say it because it's the truth. And I'm not going to say it, oh, I was right, now you can see it kind of thing, but you got to open your eyes.
It's a warning, yeah.
What's happening? Nikki Haley, she has no path to be the nominee. Zero. To defeat Donald Trump through the front door. In fact, if you look at that New Hampshire primary, and I said this, I was there last night before I came here. The New Hampshire for the victory party last night, slept in my bed in Ohio, woke up, saw my kids, and I'm here with you guys in Nevada. But last night, let's talk about what happened. The electorate in New Hampshire, in the GOP primary, for the first time in history, there were more Democrats and independents who voted in the GOP primary than Republicans alone. So that's like a general election test match, and Trump still won by double digits. And by the way, they played a little trick there. Nikki came on stage right when there was like a tiny fraction. They said it was 7%. No, it was a double-digit win for Trump. But she still doesn't drop out. Why? There's no path to beat Trump through the front door. But what the donor establishment is rooting for, and I've been saying this for a long time, and you could look back months ago, people say it was conspiracy theorist, crazy man. Well, now it's played out exactly like I said it would. They want to narrow this to a two-horse race. They want to eliminate Trump from the ballot one way or another, and they want to trot their puppet into the White House. Okay, so I was actually so when I said this, I've been saying this for a long time. First, people on the left and MSNBC and New York Times say increasingly conspiratorial language from Vivek Ramaswamy. So they were pissed about it.
Yeah.
But then it started to look like it's gradually moving in that direction.
Right.
And I think for a lot of America First patriots, people like us, it still hit a little too close to home, and they started attacking me. They said, "Oh, Vivek is saying this out of self-interest or convenience." No, actually, I want to make a clear point. The reason I dropped out after Iowa, I got 8% in Iowa. I was about to get 8% in New Hampshire. I wanted to drop out after Iowa because I wanted my 8% to go to Trump so that he could have an even more decisive victory over Nikki. That's why I dropped out after Iowa. But it doesn't change the truth of what I'm saying right here is the system still is doing by hell or high water everything in its power to have narrowed this down to a two-horse race, eliminate Trump one way or another, and prop Nikki Haley up. So I'm just going to take this out because I saw this last night after I got home from the New Hampshire rally, right? Okay. So back from conspiracy theory to, let me just pull this up, Wall Street Journal editorial board, all right? I'm going to read you exact quotes that's coming from the Wall Street Journal editorial board, which has been, Nikki Haley's cheerleading squad for the better part of the last several months. And so I'm not making this up. So they're laying out why Nikki Haley needs to stay in the race after she just lost by double digits in New Hampshire, where is actually driven by independents and Democrats that outnumber the Republicans in the Republican primary. After getting trounced across the board in Iowa, here's what they say. So let's see here. I'll just pull this up. I think here we go. So yeah, don't take it from me. I'm going to give you direct quotes from the Wall Street Journal. If she can remain competitive, there's an argument for Ms. Haley to stay in the race through the July convention, the RNC convention, because Mr. Trump faces a treacherous legal road. Ms. Haley could stay in the race, rack up delegates, and see what happens if he is found guilty. Now, it gets worse than that. They go later in the article. I mean, this is straight from the Wall Street Journal editorial board. I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think they mean by this when they say this? Strange things can happen with candidates who are this old and this disliked by a majority of the public. The 2024 election may have more twists before the Trump versus Biden die is cast. Is the word they use, die is cast.
It sounds like an assassination.
What does that sound like to you? I'm just going to read.
Sounds like they know something.
I'm just going to read this to you again, okay? I just want people to, because when I was saying this 3 months ago, people said conspiracy theorist. When I was saying this 1 month ago, MAGA and a lot of other supporters are hitting me and saying, how dare you say this? I've done everything I can. I dropped out. I wanted to send my support Donald Trump's direction, and I believe we're going to make sure that this doesn't happen. It's my job to make sure that Donald Trump wins this. It's all of our job, but I'm going to do everything in my part to make sure Donald Trump wins this election. And all of us have to do the same thing, too, because our country depends on it.
Right, exactly.
But what do you have from the establishment, word for word? Mr. Trump faces a treacherous legal road. Think of that word, treacherous legal road. Ms. Haley could stay in the race, rack up delegates, and see what happens if he is found guilty. later. Strange, I'm not making up the quote. This is just from this morning's or last night's Wall Street Journal. Strange things can happen with candidates who are this old and this disliked by a majority of the public. The 2024 election may have more twists before the Trump versus Biden die is cast.
Untimely death, he found.
It's weird.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like they know something that we don't know.
It's freaking weird.